on, storytellers? This is Josh TV Faulkner. Today we are going to be going into my top 25 favorite films of all time, 25 through number 16. Next week we'll be doing my top 15 movies of all time, concluding off this top 75 favorite movies. And I'm just really excited to share this list with you guys. Let me know any of your top 25 films down in comments below where it lays out in this type of ranking. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out, be anticipating the top 15 movies of all time. Be sure to check out the rest of the playlist if you miss out on any of those. But without further ado, number 25, we have Kung Fu Panda, an amazing animated movie from DreamWorks of all features to make such a just raw emotional film that goes into Kung Fu and brings comedy and drama mixed so well together that really lands well to where it's objectively really good writing. The way they combine all these characters, the chemistry involved between them, the dynamic that they're fighting back and forth, Po being a panda, not feeling worth it enough, until the very end where it just feels so much worth it, going into knowing what the Dragon Master is, the secret girl, and all the elements combined makes for one excellent Kung Fu film that's animated with all these weird creatures. Coming in at number 24, we have Rambo, and yes, the newer one, Rambo 2008, another raw film that is focusing on war. These missionaries going into this other country, basically unprepared for what they're really expecting, because they're not going to kill anyone or fight back, they're just trying to find peace, and they're going into a culture that's just so already dense in their own means, trying to just not caring what other people are saying, especially for other missionaries of all people. And so adding John Rambo into the mix, Sylvester Stallone brings out such a great performance and making it probably the most brutal Rambo movie that you can get, and one of the most brutal films you can get, just bringing out this war sense and adding John Rambo's excellent character into the mix. Coming in with number 23, we have Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, an excellent, different type of romance film that's a romance drama, and it just has the quirky feel. Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey bring out such great performances, and having all these extra side characters, having this thing where if you're going into a wrong state of mind within your relationship, you can get this special company to make you forget that partner. And just the way they go about it, the raw emotions, the out of order sequences, the special effects, not even special effects, but the way they do different angles to make it look proper, and having Charlie Kaufman write this film, it just makes this for one amazing film that I just cannot forget. Coming in with number 22, we have Tick Tick Boom. Yes, the movie that came out on Netflix last year. I absolutely enjoyed a beautiful musical of Johnny Larson. It's just this guy that's turning 30, wanting to become a full-time musician, and he's done nothing in his life yet, so he's going through all of these different emotions, and I kind of resonate with that a little bit on the younger side, but as still a writer wanting to get my novel published, turning 23 soon, and just the way they go about all the raw emotion, but just the appreciation with life, what he's trying to do, chasing after his dreams, is just so inspiring. With throughout all of the different amazing soundtrack numbers, the songs just blend really well in, while creating an atmosphere where you can have a normal conversation that ends up blending into the following song that works with it. And coming in with number 21, we have Logan, an epic, just surreal drama that I absolutely love. The Wolverine character, proving him to be one of my favorite characters, and just Hugh Jackman at the head of it, adding in X-23 and then X-24 combating against Logan, is just absolutely surreal. An epic conclusion to what this franchise really is, sending off Logan and just this whole cast not knowing entirely what happened between the seventh film and this film, but being absolutely incredible that it's hardly ever going to be matched by any sort of superhero film, just with how great it is. And while it has a few minor flaws here and there, the way they go about it, the way they quote different lines, and the performance that are all captured within it, makes it for one amazing film that I love. And before I get into my top 20, the next 5 films on this list, make sure to comment down some of your favorite films, and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos, including my top 15 of all time next Friday. Coming in with number 20, we have Rear Window, an Alfred Hitchcock film. It's my absolutely favorite. Just given the perspective, almost shooting in this one-room location, but looking across the balcony, and you're getting the perspective only from one side, seeing all these different stories play out through all these different people as he's looking across the street, creating characters that aren't interacting with James Stewart as the lead, but is still creating that much more of a story just by what you're seeing. What you're seeing is what you're believing, and the idea that there could be a murder case across the street is something that's really bringing up and amping up the film, that makes me intrigued throughout. And just the idea of photography, the way he uses the camera and the spine, and just the way every story bit blends together, makes it an absolutely well done film by Alfred Hitchcock. Coming in with number 19 is Tennant. Yes, Christopher Nolan's most recent film, as of this day. Absolutely mind-bending, and just a type of film that I love because of how insane it goes about its tropes of just creating this backwards time movement, and the way they use the soundtrack to fully amplify the theme, and like playing this theme when it's going in forward, and then using that same theme but reversing the music when time is going backwards, makes it for one incredible film that I just cannot get over. And it just plays tricks with your mind as you look at the world right after watching it. I just start to try and visualize it, different things going backwards as well, just immersing me into this sort of universe, and me trying to imagine what it's like being in real life. And just the performance, John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, some other side characters, and just the reveals at the end, recognizing what all is going on backwards and forwards. It definitely needs a rewatch if you haven't done it already, but overall, it's one incredible film. Coming in with number 18 is Saw. This is amazing horror film, probably my favorite horror film of all time, that just creates this crazy atmosphere, this amazing soundtrack, and it's a pretty quick watch. Only 90 minutes, and just creating this epic horror just villain that like sort of has this own mentality that makes sense to him, creating characters with perspectives that they never met before, have to figure out this clue and this game together, it all involving possibly having to cut off an appendage and their leg or anything, as they're trapped in this room, trapped in shackles, and you're sort of claustrophobic with them. And then as you get more and more reveals later on, as the film progresses, noting the fact that there's more people involved than just these people, makes it just so visceral for how well it captures the story, and making me absolutely love what is all going on, and just loving the characters all in all. Coming in at number 17 is Come and See, a film I watched just a couple months ago from Criterion. Is absolutely just incredible and visceral, the way they're capturing this Holocaust type of atmosphere from World War II, with Hitler and just everything involved. Not as much expressing Hitler himself, but just some certain concentration camps, and the true visceral reaction to war. And yes, this is a horror film to a means to the end that war is true horror, and the way they captured this all in this film makes it that much more horrible than most other war films that sort of can balance other sort of subjects or other placements. That makes this one of my favorite war films, and just the journey involved, the way they focus on shots with human faces looking straight on and making you feel trapped but feeling like you can't take away is absolutely incredible. It's just all in all the way this film plays out. And finally, with number 16, the final film on this list is Inception, another Christopher Nolan masterpiece, just from his writing, the way that I love to think intellectually with all of these time events, but it's all happening within different dreams, and just the dream sequences, figuring out what's real, what's not, and how they play that out, and going inside a dream, inside a dream, and inside a dream, the layers to this, and how they have to complete a task and then pull everyone out, and then just all in all, the characters, the cast is an all-star cast that's absolutely incredible with their performances, and the story is excellent just as well, making this my 16th favorite film of all time. So that's just my favorite films, number 25 through number 16, and my top 75 favorite films of all time. If you missed any of the previous lists, my previous 10 out of time list, make sure to check out the playlist right up there, and also make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, including my top 15 favorite films of all time next week in my favorite film Fridays, and you can expect more in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.